Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana Franklin. Hello kings and queens, so good to see you today. Yesterday I know I promised you guys a video, but unfortunately I was too ill to edit the video. I was really sick yesterday and I was gonna combine two videos together, so it would take time for me to do that, and since I'm new to YouTube and editing, I'm still learning and trying to process everything, so I haven't quite got everything together yet. But so today I felt a little better today. I still don't feel my best. I don't feel 100%, but I promised you guys a video yesterday, and so today I'm gonna give you guys a video, and I'm gonna start out by saying like how it all first started, like when it all began, when I first was diagnosed with cancer. So I was first diagnosed with cancer in 2012. The first type of cancer I had was breast cancer. So how I found out I had breast cancer, I always did do self-checks because I always had lumps in my breast. So I always did monthly self-checks. So each month I would try to do a monthly self-check. So it was around maybe September or October in 2012. I was doing a self-check in the shower. And while I was doing the self-check in the shower, I noticed a lump in my left breast. So the lump was very small, and so I immediately, when I found the lump, I was afraid, and I didn't tell anybody about the lump because my mom, she had cervical cancer. So that was the first thing in the past. She had cervical cancer, so that was the first thing that had popped into my mind, like that maybe I had cancer that time. I don't know why all the other times, like when I did my self-checks and I found lumps, that I didn't think it was cancer, and it wasn't. They would always go away. But anyways, after I found the lump, I didn't say anything to anybody about it. And so I kept it a secret for a while, and maybe like a month or close to a month, because I was praying and hoping that I was wrong and that it was gonna go away like all the other lumps. But unfortunately it didn't. So the first person I told was my husband, of course. I called him at work and I told him. He told me to make an appointment to get the testing that I did and whatever that I need to do to go ahead on and try to do it. So then, but I didn't. So the next person I told was my mom. And so when I told my mom, she got on me about it, about getting tested. And but in the back of my mind, I was just praying and hoping that it wasn't breast cancer. So anyway, I waited around, being stupid. Waited around. I waited till like around the end of November or the beginning of December. I went in to have a mammogram done. And when I had the mammogram done, they told me that yes, that I did. They thought that it looked like that it may be cancer. So they scheduled me an appointment. I found a doctor. So after I found the surgeon, I went to him. He had several tests did, and he told me that I did have breast cancer. It wasn't in any stage. It was a 0. And that the tumor was small. It was less than a centimeter. And that the best thing for it to do was to have radiation. Not radiation, chemotherapy. But first he wanted me to have a lumpectomy. So I did 2012. So after going through the surgery, the chemotherapy, I was unable to get disability. I was out of work, so I had to go back to work. So I went back to work, and after I went back to work, I started noticing, like a couple of years later, I started noticing that I was having pain in my stomach, wasn't feeling good, was feeling nauseous. And so, and I started having right side pain. I would mention it to my co-workers, which was nurses, and we would talk about it, and we just say, well, maybe you might have pulled a muscle, helping a patient get back to bed, or maybe you pull a muscle doing something at home. But I could never think of anything that I had did at home to pull a muscle. And so as time progressed, and this was in 2014, me and my husband took the kids to Incredible Pizza, and I noticed I started getting sicker and sicker, and I couldn't interact with the family. All I could do was just sit at the table, and the pain in my side, it was just excruciating, and I couldn't hardly get back to the car. And then I had to go to work the next day. I worked in a hospital. So when I got back to work the next day, I just felt so dehydrated, in pain. I wouldn't eat, stomach ache, felt like I had a virus. I would go to the bathroom, couldn't go. So finally, I started just, when the pain would hit, I would leave work early, or while I was at home and would have the pain, I would go to the ER in the middle of the night. I went to the ER several times. Nobody could detect like what was going on. Nobody saw the tumor. At first I thought that people was thinking that I was crazy, because I kept saying I'm having this pain, and then when I get to the ER, the pain will go away, and they'll be pressing in my stomach and my side and pressing hard as they can, and nothing will be there. And then they'll do the CT scan, and nothing. It was just nothing. So then I left work one morning and decided to go to Macon Primary Care, which is here in Mississippi, where I live. And I went to Macon Primary Care, and I saw this nurse practitioner. I'm not gonna say her name, but I will put it in the comment if she want me to. And she's the most sweetest, kindest person, and she's been supporting me through this. And I really do appreciate her and everything that she did for me and my family. And because the things that she have done, she didn't have to do it. So I saw her, and she asked me my history, and we went over my history, and I was telling her that I didn't think I had a virus, but it felt like I had a virus. And when we was talking about, she was asking me my history of cancer, and she was like, well, Diana, maybe you should get yourself checked out for cancer, because she was like, she said the only thing that I could think of, that it might be some type of cancer, a reoccurrence, or it might be some type of bacterial infection. She was like, so if it's a bacterial infection, she was like, I'm gonna give you these antibiotics to cover for that. But she was like, in the meantime, see about getting yourself checked out, because you never know. So I was like, okay. So after I saw her, I made me an appointment with my OBGYN. I'm not gonna mention his name either, but I made an appointment with him. I went to see him. I told him all the troubles that I was having in my stomach. And I told him about me going to the ER in the middle of the night and the right side pain, how much it hurt, and I was showing him where the pain was. And when he did my pap smear, he ordered immediately a biopsy. So he told me as soon as the biopsy come in that he would give me a call and let me know what was going on. So he scheduled the biopsy. I went in and had the biopsy done, and it was the very next day. My OBGYN, he called me and he was like, Diana, listen, the biopsy came back for cancer. You have carcinoma. What kind you have, we do not know. All we know that you have carcinoma, cancer, where it is, we don't know. We don't know if it's in your ovaries. We don't know if it's your uterus. We don't know where it is. All we know that it's somewhere in the area, your stomach, your peritoneal area. That's all we know. So he was saying that I need to try to get back with him to schedule for another surgery. So this was in 2014, you guys. And so you guys don't know how scary that was for me. It was very difficult. It was very hard. It was very heartbreaking because I had just got in remission in 2012 from having breast cancer. And then to deal with, to have to go through another cancer was like the most hardest thing in my life. Sorry, guys, because I always used to think that I wasn't a strong person and that I couldn't do certain things. And I thought an illness was one of them things that I would never be able to hit up head on. So it made me become aware of, when I was hit with this information, that it's a higher power. And I knew that I had to change the way that I thought, the way that I live. And I knew that God was gonna be the one to help me through this situation. So after everything was set and scheduled for me to have surgery, I decided to let my OBGYN do the surgery, and he did an exploratory surgery to see like what was going on and where was the cancer. I told him to it was gonna be a debulking, and if anybody don't know what a debulking is, it's a surgery where you remove tumors and cancer. You take much of it out as you can. You prepare the person for chemotherapy or radiation. So I told him when he do the exploratory surgery, if he see any tumors or any signs of cancer, to go ahead and do the debulking, do as much as he possibly could. So, and he did. So it was February. It was March. No, it was May 2014. He did a debulking, and he took away my omentum, which is the lining that covers the intestine. He took away all that. He took away the tumor, which he said it was small too, just like in my breast. It was 1 centimeter, but it had spread it, unfortunately, to like my intestines and my other organs. So he had to remove a lot parts of my female organs, as well as my omentum and my appendix. So you guys, After the surgery, when he told me what he had to do and what he had to remove and how much the cancer had spread, he also broke the news to me that I may have a 2-year survival rate. He told me that the cancer that I had was rare. The name of it is appendiceal carcinoma. He told me only 500 to 1,000 Americans have it in the United States. There's no cure. They treat it as they would treat a person with colon cancer because the appendix is at the end of the colon, attached to the colon. So when he first told me this, I was in shock. I was like, I didn't believe it. And I wouldn't say I was afraid, but I just couldn't believe that what was happening to me. You guys, life can really like flip you upside down, but it's all what you make out of it. It's what you make out of it. I don't care what nobody tell you about how long you got here. They can guess, but they don't know. Don't nobody know but the good Lord. And so guys, I'm gonna end this video saying that it's been over 5 years. I'm blessed. I'm still here. I'm not in my best health, but I'm here. So guys, stick around for my next video. We will pick back up where we left off. I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can be notified of every time I upload a video. You guys, I'm gonna end this video by saying cancer can take a lot away from your body. It can cause you a lot of hurt, and it can cause you a lot of pain. But one thing it can't take the love that's in your heart that you have for you and your family. Thank you guys, and join me again for another video. I love you. Have a blessed